How's everybody doing? I broke a string on my Les Paul yesterday while I was practicing, and I thought this would be a good opportunity to kind of show how I change strings using the G-Force self-tuning system from Gibson. Alright, so obviously I'm already missing a string here, but we're going to start from the low E anyway. So what I do is press the power button 3 times, press the middle button twice, and that goes into the special string functions mode. Starting on the low E, you could tune it individually from here, but I'm going to press the down button and hold it, and that actually winds the string off of the guitar. And then what Gibson wants you to do is change that string by itself and then do the whole thing over again. That's a pain in the ass. So I go to the A, press down. Just loosen them all at once, save yourself some time. The D, you can detune it. I guess they call it stringing down. The G, the B, and then turn it off because I don't have a high E on it. So now you can see the strings are all loose and floppy, but they're still connected with the screw down caps. And the reason that I didn't just cut the strings is that if you do that, you're a lot more likely to have the neck go out of adjustment because you're shocking it by relieving the tension from the strings all at once. And really, there's a lot of tension of strings over the neck, and you really shouldn't do that. Probably nothing will happen, but I'd rather not take the risk. I'd rather not be that rough on it. So now you can unscrew the caps, which I do just with a coin because I'm too lazy to go into the other room and get a flathead screwdriver. You can even do it by hand if you put them on correctly to begin with. You really don't need to crank them down. And from here, you should be able to easily just unwrap the strings. Keep in mind that if you have a 2015 or later Les Paul or any Gibson that has G-Force, you'll probably also have a height adjustable nut which can come off if you don't have a workbench, as I don't, when you're handling the guitar with the strings off of it. And of course the bridge is free to slide off as well. Whenever I have the strings off of any guitar, I take it as a good opportunity to clean everything that you can't get to when the strings are on and to apply lemon oil to the fretboard. Now we're ready to put strings on. What I like to do is get all the strings wrapped around the posts and screw the crowns on, and then I go through the menu and I tighten them up all at once. Holy fuck. By the way, this is a terrible way to package strings that cost that much money, but they are worth it. You want to wrap the strings around the bottom of the post once, go up through one of the cuts on that middle separator, and then usually you just do one more wrap on the top end where the threads are. But keep in mind, for the high E and the B string, you're going to want to wrap it twice around the top, not just once. And then screw the cap on by hand and at this point you could even cut it. The way that Gibson has it set up, where the strings wrap around the post and then the cap screws on, means that the only slack that gets taken up is whatever slack you have on it just from sitting there. Now we're ready to do the string up feature. We've got all the strings on and they're just loose again. So I'm going to hit the power button 3 times, the middle button twice, and then start with the low E, press the up arrow, making sure that the string is centered in the saddle and in the nut. It'll actually go until it senses the tension, and then it'll tune. So you can leave your finger on there like I just did and it won't over tighten it, and it just goes on to the next one automatically. So we're up to A, D, G. Once again, just hitting the up arrow to tighten the string up. Now obviously the tension is going to fluctuate, and in my experience you're going to have to retune it a couple times, which you would do with any new set of strings going onto any guitar, so it's not like that's any different. So I'll just do it the quick way this time. Power button once, strum it, let it go, let it do its thing. And there you go. As with any guitar, you're going to want to just break them in, retune it, break them in, retune it. But it's just that easy. It doesn't have to be difficult. I've heard of people doing it where you take one string off at a time, you put the new string on, tighten it up, tune it up, take the next one off. But as you're doing that, you got to keep turning G-force on and off and just doing it individually, and I think that just takes way too much time. The way that I do it, I think personally, is a good balance between speed and sensitivity to the neck and to the instrument in general. So that's how I do it. I hope that was helpful to everybody. Thanks for watching. Bye.